The Shining twins, red rum. The elevator blood scene is absolutely terrifying. It's everybody's nightmare, especially if you don't know that it's coming.
Stanley on his trike, the sound of him going off of the carpet, onto the floor, onto the carpet, hypnotic. We knew it was real.
Because it's a film about something unreal.
What would be?
From the beginning to the end, of riddles. That's the style of the film. And that's why, for some people, it's the best horror film ever.
Here's Johnny!
Roll video.
From 1978 to 1979, 51 weeks of principal photography took place on Stanley Kubrick's classic horror film, The Shining. Aside from second unit shoots in America, the entire film was created in the UK, with the majority of the sets being constructed at Boreham Wood's Elstree Studios.
My name's Leslie Tomkins. I was the art director on The Shining.
Yeah, he'd run past in that direction.
Lead us in first. Come in.
You want Danny in first?
Yeah, now we take the 25 in your pocket or something, because I don't know what lens we're going to want.
The public watched this film. I don't think they thought that this was actually made a few miles outside of London in Boreham Wood.
I'm Jan Harlan. I was the executive producer on the film The Shining.
Now, this is really a nicer sound.
The Shining was made in Elstree Studios, a natural choice for Stanley. He lived 10 minutes away. It took a long time to shoot, and the studio was totally occupied with it. I mean, he took over the studio.
Don't nod your heads when you're talking. Just talk naturally to each other.
Okay, right, let's have a big clearance in this.
My name's Katharina Kubrick, and I worked on The Shining at the beginning of the movie, looking for locations. The size of the production was studio filling. I think most of the sound stages here were full. It was, impressive.
Everything was built. There wasn't a three-wall set on the whole job. It was full walls, ceilings. It felt like a real interior.
My God, this place is fantastic, isn't it, hon?
Sure is.
For a whole year, Elstree Studios was transformed into the Overlook Hotel. On stage 1, the team constructed the Night Maze set. Stage 3 housed the Colorado Lounge. 4 had the hotel lobby. And behind that, on stage 5, they built the giant Gold Room. Stage 7 housed the smaller sets like Halloran's apartment and the ranger station, whilst 8 and 9 had the corridor with the Grady twins and the Torrance family apartment. With no more sound stages available, the crew had no choice but to improvise, building the games room and then the red bathroom in the studio workshops. For the elevator blood scene, a set was created in Elstree's water tank. Adjacent to this, the team built the Durkin's garage set. And finally, the enormous facade of the Overlook Hotel was constructed on the backlot.
But the exterior was a nightmare because it was with artificial fog, snow, and a bit of wind, and the whole set was blown away.
Snow a bit, Al.
And he couldn't control the weather.
Tell him to reduce the snow.
But when it worked, it was a dream. But it was a long haul.
Reduce the smoke a little, Alan.
Reduce the smoke a little bit, Al.
In 1991, many of Elstree's larger sound stages where The Shining had been filmed were dismantled and replaced with a retail park. But one location remains to this day.
It's actually only very recently that I came to learn that bits of the studio offices and the storage rooms that were used in The Shining for just sort of cost and expediency and practicality are still there. So seeing them again is kind of magical. Yeah.
Building 5, also known as H Block, and now called the Enigma Building, was home to the editing rooms, art department, and Stanley Kubrick's office during The Shining's production. The team also dressed this ordinary-looking office block to be the Overlook Hotel's kitchen.
I think the reason why we used Building 5 was the rest of the sound stages were filled with sets.
Harry, can you check the smoke in the centre, please? Are we going the right way, Les? Yeah. We're on our way in.
So we were looking for a space whereby we could do the kitchen. This particular area, although the set dressing and the colours changed, the structure is still there.
Now, for the first time in 45 years, Jan, Katharina, and Leslie have returned to visit the last remaining main unit filming location from The Shining.
Well, I think this is where they came in to the kitchen.
First day.
First day.
And
There we go.
Your husband introduced you as Winifred. Now, are you a Winnie or a Freddie?
I'm a Wendy.
So this space, after 45 years, it's incredible that it's still here, and that there are still nuggets of the film that was, and the way that they have magicked it into the Overlook Hotel.
What is important is that it could be used and dressed up. I mean, that's the idea of filmmaking. You use something else and you turn it into something.
It takes a lot to sort of get your head around what we did and what it is now.
Yeah.
Totally different.
It's all about the set dressing.
Massive dressing.
God, this is the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, this is it. How do you like it, Danny? Is it big enough for you?
Yeah, it's the biggest place I've ever seen.
So this, I think, is the interior of the kitchen set, which it's changed a little. I think it looks slightly smaller. Maybe this wall's been added, or...
How many stoves did he have?
About 6 large stoves in the
6.
centre.
Yeah.
And around the outside was, you know,
And
stainless
lots
steel
of
units,
knives
cupboards.
Big pots like that.
Lots of big pots and pans.
And Shelley being overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, this whole place is such an enormous maze. I feel like I'll have to leave a trail of breadcrumbs every time I come in.
The office space is where we built the set for the kitchen. They had to look real. And with using real cooking stoves, real stainless steel units, everything was real. That's what Stanley wanted. You know, you couldn't do fake. It had to be real.
And I still think you shouldn't jump on every single emphatic line. It looks fake.
Stanley wanted to do it right. And he did it right by his standard. His standard was very high.
And you do see her cooking, and you do see her preparing. And I remember the first thing was I felt incredibly sorry for her that she had to deal with that enormous kitchen.
And the washing up.
And the washing up.
Don't let it get you down, Mrs. Torrance. It's big, but it still ain't nothing but a kitchen.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
The kitchen was also the location for the infamous scene where Halloran talks to Danny about their shared psychic abilities.
My grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shining.
In this area.
We think it was about here, Jan, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the table
Like
was
a table.
about where Halloran talks to Danny.
Because this wall wasn't here, was it?
No, it went right back to the,
'Cause it went
the wall
that
the other
way.
side of the corridor.
Yeah.
Is there something bad here?
To achieve the 5-minute-long sequence, it was reported that Kubrick shot 148 takes before he got what he needed.
But Scatman also was wonderful.
He was wonderful.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
But he couldn't remember the lines. And Danny sometimes mouthed it for him. Stanley was very practical. But he didn't save money when it came to the script. That's where the money is. You know, and he repeated the shot and repeated it again and changed the text because he wanted to get that right.
Jack, I'm sorry. I had to do it. There's something wrong with you, and I had to lock you in.
Wendy, open the goddamn door.
You know, people say, oh, he shot so many takes. We talked about that one time, and he said, look, you've got all these expensive actors and these expensive sets. The cheapest part of all of this is the film running through the camera. So why not film it?
The fact that it went on so long, Stanley got a better performance towards the end of 100 and whatever takes it was.
Mr. Harlan, what is in room 237?
Nothing. There ain't nothing in room 237.
And that is just the, sort of a huge scene right here.
Right here.
We call him Doc sometimes, you know, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But how did you know that?
Well, I guess I probably heard you call him that.
Well, it's possible, but I honestly don't remember calling him that since we've been with you.
Well, anyway, he looks like a doc, doesn't he? Yeah. What's up, Doc?
So we're still in the kitchen. This was a new wall, and I think this was...
I remember it well.
I think this was where the knives were hung on it. It was a bracket.
Somebody's put a Shining mural there.
Yeah.
But also that door wasn't red back then.
No, I think we got that off.
No, that was grey, wasn't it? So if this is where the knives were, is this the corridor where she drags his body down into the larder?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
What are you doing? Hey. Are you ready, man?
And therefore, this has to be the pantry.
Oh, my God, so it is.
It's a long time ago.
Hi.
How are you getting on?
Just fine.
Dick, can we borrow Mrs. Torrance for a few minutes? We're on our way.
That's the door.
Jack, you still in there?
Where's the light switch?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Look at this. This is amazing. Look at this.
Yes, I remember that.
We're here.
In here, Mrs. Torrance, is where we keep all the dry goods and the canned goods. We got canned fruits and vegetables.
It's actually much wider than I thought in the film. But then you've got all these cans. So the impression was much more claustrophobic.
I think this is probably the original shelving that we made for the film.
Could be.
Cheap and cheerful.
Still there.
And
It was all totally covered in tins. Hundreds of tins. Which I bought this in Colorado, but empty.
Stanley's search for authenticity and realness, or hyper-realness, is that it had to be real toothpaste and real graham crackers and real Hellmann's mayonnaise. It was all part of his very careful attention to detail, really, that it had to be absolutely right, because otherwise it's not believable.
Post toasters, cornflakes, sugar puffs.
The pantry is pivotal because that is where Halloran telepathically speaks to Danny.
We got 60 boxes of dried milk, 30 12-pound bags of sugar.
And asks him if he likes ice cream.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
And Danny obviously realized at that moment that he's not the only one who has the ability to shine.
Now we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes.
And then, of course, it's the room where Jack is trapped.
Hey, wait a minute!
For a very small room, it has huge significance in the movie, I think.
It might be better to just play it as a medium shot with the situation. Yeah, maybe. Let's see if I get. Let's take that. Can't you do it with your head down? Yeah. Well, that's not bad.
So this, I think, is where Stanley lies on the floor. And he's looking up at Jack. Jack's looking forward.
Yeah.
And Stanley says, can you look down and still speak through the door?
You couldn't find some way of sort of not looking at her and looking down as you say the line.
And it's a great shot in the movie.
Yeah.
Wendy, listen. Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be just like nothing ever happened. Don't leave me in here.
In this behind-the-scenes footage, we see the exact shot being filmed that was used in the final cut of The Shining. A rarity.
I'm gonna go now.
When Stanley was known for repeating takes.
I'm gonna try to get Danny down to Sidewinder and the Snowcat today. So this is kind of the tour that they were doing before, but then I think it was here that Jack is now slumped because he's come to and he's been eating crisps or peanut butter. Jack's obviously disappeared, as has the food.
It becomes a pivotal scene when Jack is locked up and somebody opened the door.
It's Grady, Mr. Torrance. Delbert Grady.
We all have our theories. Jack hears Grady outside the door.
Yes.
But who let him out?
Grady,
I mean, I assume it was Grady. Maybe it wasn't.
Hello, Grady.
I don't know if it is Grady, because it could be some of the other ghosts, maybe. I don't know.
I see you can hardly have taken care of the business we discussed.
Yeah, how he gets out of the pantry is up to, what you want to believe. I'm not saying anything.
But whether it was him that opened the door...
I know.
So you thought of something else wonderful.
And why is Jack in the photograph at the end of the movie?
Oh, yes.
The secret of the film is that it doesn't explain anything. It's a film about a ghost. At the end, you see Jack again in 1921. It doesn't make any sense.
Is it the hotel? Are these people ghosts? Is this really happening? Is it all in his imagination? Is any of it really happening? You can drive yourself completely crazy thinking about all that stuff, but that's part of the fun of it, I think.
It doesn't make any sense. It's wonderful.
As well as the kitchen and pantry sets, Building 5 also doubled as another location for The Shining.
So in that particular building is what was a loading bay, which was turned into the boiler room. And if you use your imagination, you can visualize the boilers in the control rooms just there.
So this is the boiler room. We had the boilers up that end. We found a space downstairs for the boiler room, which was a loading bay. We brought in 2 big boilers, set them up at one end. That was the panel where Shelley comes over and she adjusts something on. We had some dials and there was electronic devices and it worked well. I mean, it looked like a, proper functioning boiler room from nothing, We didn't have to pay for putting walls up.
It's very, very practical. You did wherever the given rooms are. It just needed dressing.
So she's dealing with the electrics and checking the boilers.
Adjusting.
And then adjusting the boilers, and then she hears Jack screaming.
That's right.
And I think she goes this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's hearing Jack crying, and I think she runs that way from the boiler room,
she
doesn't
comes
she?
out, turns right.
That way.
That's all changed in 45 years.
Nothing there now. It is special that some of these rooms are still here and the history that they have.
It certainly brought back some memories walking around this.
Yeah, me too.
Although the building at Elstree Studios no longer houses the sets from the film, The Shining has lived on in the globally touring Stanley Kubrick The Exhibition. And after filming was completed, several props from the movie made their way home with Jan, Katharina, and Leslie.
Right, check the gate, Doug.
Stanley, as you probably know, kept a lot of stuff from his films. So, for instance, we've still got the table, which Daddy and Harlan sit at during the kitchen scene.
I did purchase one of the carpets, which I've still got, rolled up in a shed down the bottom of the garden.
We have the table that Jack sits and types at. That's actually our dining table at my mother's house. And it's quite nice when people come to the house and they're sitting at the table and I go, you know, this is a Shining table, don't you? And they go, ooh.
I kept a number of things. I mean, the tricycle was one thing. My children, they just ran into the ground. We didn't know that today it would be so precious. We didn't think about that. Like the bathroom, the green bathroom. It was over, and I had a house, and was a bathroom necessary, and so I took it. It was a good bathroom, very good quality, and I still have it. People come to my house and see it, they say, oh, it's very special. No, it's not a precious bath, it's just a bathroom. There's no scary element in it whatsoever.
It's a lot of fun, but I wouldn't want to go in there unless I had an hour to spare to find my way out.
It's kind of freaky to be back here after 45 years and seeing the rooms and how it's changed. Do I remember this? Am I going mad?
It was as though I'd been here before. I mean, we all have moments of deja vu, but this was ridiculous. It was almost as though I knew what was going to be around every corner.
But there were many good memories. I mean, it was lovely and a good atmosphere on the set. Well, that's what it was. I remember it very well.
Your husband introduced you as Winifred. Now, are you a Winnie or a Freddy?
I'm a Wendy.
Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be just like nothing ever happened.
The fact that these sort of small areas in the studio still exist.
Well, that's not bad.
I think Stanley would have got a kick out of it.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you getting on?
Yeah, I think he would have been amused. And maybe somebody should put a blue plaque on it.
It's nice that there's a little bit of The Shining still shining through in the studios here.
You know, some places are like people. Some shine, some don't.
And so, just as Jack Torrance will always remain at the Overlook Hotel, The Shining will always be a part of Elstree Studios.